Hey guys, today I'm filming my third update for my makeup use of 2018. If you guys did not see my intro or any of my other updates, I'll have my playlist linked up above. So basically this is my yearly project pan where I have chosen specific items that I would like to either hit pan on or use up completely by the end of the year. And I would also like to finish up an additional 50 makeup products. And I did just count my numbers, and I want to tell you before I forget, I have finished up an additional 32 makeup products so far, which is very exciting. So within these past 2 months, I was only able to reach my goal on 2 of the items from my makeup use up, so I will show you those first. I completely used up Anastasia's eyeshadow in Tempera. It's in the Modern Renaissance palette that I have here, and also in the Soft Glam palette. This is a cream eyeshadow with a satin finish, and I was using this to set to my eyeshadow primer. So even though that was a fine product and I didn't mind using it up, it's never something I would want to repurchase because it is not matte, and I like to set my primer with a matte shadow. The other thing that I was able to use up is the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Prance, which is this beautiful periwinkle blue. I finished this up in my spring project pan. If you guys did not see that, I'll have that playlist linked up above. And I told you guys in my last update, I thought this has been discontinued, but they actually restocked this shade. It is still on the website, and I did repurchase it. So I do have another one now. I'm so happy to have this in my life. I definitely want to try to reach out to them like several times, see if they can bring back the rest of their shades, especially Zulu. I want that one so bad, but I would rather be able to have one of them in my life than none. So I did want to let you guys know that as well. Then there are 3 items that I will be removing from the project. The first one I've already told you guys about, and that would be the Maybelline Color Tattoo in Barely Beige. I was using this as an eye base during my spring project pan. I made a tiny bit more progress, but not really, because I was focusing on my ColourPop Super Shock shadows for my lid, and I have tried mixing this one up, and the formula has changed a bit, and this is not a color that I reach for, and I have other similar shadow sticks where I prefer the formula better, so this is something that I will be tossing, but I'm really proud of the progress I was able to make on it this year. The other item I'll be removing from this project is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector pressed in the shade Opal. I recently just got rid of this. I decluttered it to my sister. It was way too dark for me. Even when I came back from vacation, I had a little bit of color. You can't tell, but I did. It was still too dark for me. I was mixing it with another highlighter, which made it work, but that felt very wasteful, and I would rather give it to someone where it would flatter their skin tone, which is what I did, and I feel really happy with that decision. And the third item I'll be removing from this project is the MAC Patent Polish Lip Pencil in Fearless. I think this is a beautiful shade, and I do really enjoy this. I am not getting rid of this completely. It's not leaving my collection, it's just leaving this project, and that's because I'm going to try to pan this in 2019. In my summer project, I have the shade Go for Girly, and I want to completely focus on that one so I can actually stand a chance of using that one up. So for that reason, I'm going to save this one until next year. So now I will show you the progress on the rest of my makeup use up products. The first is the NYX Sculpt and Highlight Duo. I am just trying to finish up the Ivory shade. This is in my current summer project pan. If you guys have not seen any of those videos, I'll have the playlist linked up above. You can start to see through the packaging here, and I'm scraping the sides. So this will definitely be finished off by my next makeup use up update, which is really exciting. So this is something I've been using every single day as a corrector, and it works really well for that. I do love the formula of the highlighting side. The next thing I have is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Bronzer. So my goal was just to hit pan on this. I did that 2 updates ago, and I told you guys I would continue working on this through the spring. Then I was going to move on to other bronzers, and I have moved on. I don't know if I've expanded the pan anymore since my last update, but I will insert a picture from last update and today. So this is also staying in my collection, but I've technically hit my goal for the project. I just want to see if I can make any more progress on it. I absolutely love this bronzer. The scent is so nice, and this is such a great shade for my fair skin tone and a really amazing formula. So definitely been enjoying using that, but I'm also enjoying the summer bronzers I am using now. My next item has so much progress on it. This is the MAC eyeshadow in Omega. I am using this to fill in my brows, and I have used up a ton of this. So I'm going to insert a picture from last update and today. So you can see that I've greatly expanded the pan. I wanted to wait until this update before I repress it, so I will repress this right after this video and insert that picture now. And this should definitely be finished off by my next makeup use up update. This is one of the items in my Finish 13 by Halloween project pan. I'll have that playlist linked up above as well. I've really been enjoying using this. It has been my go-to product, especially for this summer, and it is what I have in my brows today. Next is my Maybelline Color Tattoo in Caramel Cool. I haven't used this one at all yet. I am saving this to use more in the fall time with those shadows, and I'm not feeling too hopeful I'll be able to hit my goal, which was I think to finish up like a fourth of the product in here, or maybe a half. I don't really see that happening, but I will work on this and get as much progress as I can. So now I'm going to show you the progress on the rest of the eyeshadows I have in this project. This is Makeup Geek Frappe. I haven't used this one at all yet, but this is something I will be focusing on when I start my fall project pan, and my goal is just to hit pan on this one. My next two shadows are from the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. That would be Raw Sienna and Burnt Orange. I'm using Raw Sienna as a crease color, Burnt Orange as a transition color. This is in my current summer project pan. I do have some small dips in these shadows, but I'm not really close to hitting pan. So hopefully by my next makeup use update, I will have been able to hit pan on these, but we shall see. And my last eyeshadow is Anastasia Isabel from the Master Palette by Mario. I want to hit pan on this one as well, and I have not touched it. This is something I'll be focusing on in the fall as well. So lastly for eyes, I have one more eyeliner. This is the Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Crayon, and I have not used this at all since my last update. I'm thinking I may use it a little bit in the fall, but mostly this is something I probably won't use again till the winter. So I also don't really have the highest hopes I'll finish it by the end of this year, but if I don't, I will roll it over into next year's project. But I just don't do black in my waterline very much. And then we have all of my lip products. So the first one I want to show you is the one I've actually been using, and this is the MAC Patent Polish Lip Pencil in the shade Go For Girly. This is in my summer project pan, and that is all I have left, which is amazing. So this first line was where I introduced this in my summer project and where I basically was at the beginning of the year for my makeup use up. And this second line is where I am at now. So I've used up a ton of product, and that's because I've been reapplying the heck out of this. Basically, instead of using a chapstick, I've been putting this on. So it doesn't always go with my makeup, but that is okay. I really do enjoy this product. It's a really pretty color. So this is something that would be awesome if it could be finished off by my next makeup use up update, but we shall see. But I'm really happy that I've started making some good progress on that one. Next, I have the Tarte Tarteist Glossy Lip Paint in the shade Obvi. It is a light peachy nude. This is also in my Finish 13 by Halloween project pan. I've probably worn it 3 times since I introduced it into the project, and probably 3 or 4 times this whole year. Since this is such a small size, I do have good hopes I can finish this by the end of the year, but it will probably be a couple more updates before I get there. And then I have 3 more lip products that I have not started using yet, and these will all be in my fall project pan. So I have the Tarte Tarteist Lip Pencil in the shade Latergram. This is just a sample. I want to finish this completely. I have the Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick in the shade Driver's Seat. You can see through the packaging a bit. This is just a deluxe sample size, and I also want to finish this one completely. And then we have the NARS Audacious Lipstick in Raquel, and I think my goal for this, being realistic, is probably just going to be to use up half of where I'm starting. So right now I'm right above the N in NARS, so if I can get it right above the R, that would be amazing. And then whatever's left of this, I'll roll over into next year. So I'm really excited to be working on all of these for fall, and All of these lippies and this one in the Halloween project will be overlapping each other, so that's a lot of lippies to use at once, but because they're all nudes, I have hopes that it's possible, especially because 3 of the 4 are deluxe size samples. So within these past 2 months, not including the 2 empties from my makeup use up, I was able to finish up an additional 10 makeup products, which isn't bad. The first one is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser Concealer. I have the shade Ivory, which is their new lightest shade, and unfortunately this is still too dark for me. It matches my skin tone pretty well, but it doesn't brighten under my eyes, even though I love this formula because it is so easy to blend out and it actually gives good coverage. I actually love the applicator because it really helps me apply it so easily, and then I blend it out with a sponge. I love this product so much, but it is not something I will ever repurchase because there is not a shade for me. This is too dark. The brightener shade that I still have in my collection is way too pink. So that's a huge bummer. I hope maybe they'll add even more shades in the future. The next item I used up was not hard at all, but I feel really excited about it. This is the Balm Sexy Mama Anti-Shine Translucent Powder. My friend Jean sent this to me. It has a cute little mirror in it. I want to keep this because the packaging is so beautiful, and I love the Balm products, but I did not enjoy this. So I use this as a touch-up powder when I got oily. It made my skin look extra dry and cakey, and like really, really cakey. I would have rather just left the oil on my skin than put this on top almost. There is a banging sound happening right now. I hope you can't hear it. It's really pissing me off. But anyway, I'm happy I used this up. It wasn't terrible. Also, it wasn't really translucent. It was a little dark on me, but I was able to make it work. My Rimmel Stay Matte transparent powder works so much better than this one, so that's what I'll continue purchasing from now on. My upstairs neighbor's making really weird noises. I can tell she's hacking up a lung, but it also sounds like kind of a sneeze. But like the weirdest sneeze I've ever heard. I don't know. Anyway, the next item that I finished up is the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in the shade Blonde. I feel like I've been using this since the beginning of the year, and I think there's still a little bit of product in there, but I had just been using this for so long that I was figuring it's probably best to move on to something else because it is a long time. This is my favorite tinted brow mascara ever. I think it is amazing. It isn't the best at holding my brows in place. It works well, but it doesn't have as strong of a hold as the Anastasia clear brow gel, but it does work well for me. I also love that this shade is actually lighter than my brows because it really helps to emphasize my brow hairs to help give me a teensy bit more of a natural look, even though they're not natural looking, but you know what I mean. I love this. It's holy grail. I will repurchase it, but right now I do have a couple tinted brow mascara backups from other brands that I plan on testing, but once I use those up, unless I like them better for some reason, but probably not, I will go back to using this one. Next is something very exciting. I completely used up another ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. This is in the shade Just for Fun. It was metallic finish. Unfortunately, this was limited edition. It was a beautiful peachy pink shade with actually more of like a champagne-y shimmer instead of a golden shimmer. It was so brightening on my lids. It was so stunning. One of my favorite Super Shocks ever. If they ever re-promote this one, I will absolutely purchase it. My friend Amanda sent it to me, and this was so beautiful. It feels amazing to have another colorful eyeshadow used up, and by colorful I mean something that's not an eyeshadow to set your primer. I finished another shadow, and if that shadow that I've repressed 2 times falls out of this when I open the packaging, I am going to scream. You won't see it because I'll cut it out, but I'll scream. Okay, Heather, take out the brush. Don't dump it out because that's how the shadow falls out of the palette for some freaking reason. Gentle, gentle, gentle. We've made it. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Okay, so I used up this lightest shade here from a Dose of Colors Beige Browns palette. This is Tea Light. It was just a matte cream. This formula is really, really soft and buttery, and I love it to set my eye primer. This was a beautiful shade, really nice and light for my skin tone, so I did love this, but I don't love this palette as a whole. I did do an entire review on the Dose of Colors 5-pan palettes. I'll have that linked up here in case you'd like to hear more of my in-depth thoughts. Then I finished up 2 mascaras. The first is the Bobbi Brown Smoky Eye Mascara. This has a natural bristle brush, basically the most basic brush in the world. The formula isn't too wet or too dry. This literally did nothing for my lashes except make them a little bit blacker. No length, no volume, no nothing. I was so surprised because I swear I've heard people rave about this, and usually every mascara does something for me. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I will definitely not repurchase it, and I would not recommend it to you guys. The other mascara I finished up is the CoverGirl Clump Crusher, which has a plastic bristled brush that has a nice little scoop to it here, and the formula of this one was really dry, and I don't know if I had gotten a bad tube or if that's just the way the formula is now. It's been a while since I had used this, but like, it was really dry from the beginning. And I know that this is a natural mascara, but I felt like it didn't actually put any pigment on my lashes. All it did was help comb out my other lashes, which I love because some mascaras make my lashes clumpy. Some mascaras make my lashes clumpy, and this does a great job of combing out the clumps like it claims to do, but it does not do anything else for my lashes. So even though I did used to really enjoy this one, I just don't love it as much anymore, so I will not repurchase that. Then I finished up 3 lip balms. All of these were in rotation at the same time, which is how I was able to use all of them up. The first one is the Aquaphor Lip Repair. This is something that my friend Jean had recommended to me when my lips were really damaged at the beginning of the year. I got an ointment from a dermatologist, which helped a lot. I still don't know what caused it, but this is a really great basic lip balm that was really hydrating, really soothing, and it didn't have any kind of a scent to it. This is something I definitely would repurchase in the future. I was really impressed with that. And my next one is the EOS Smooth Stick in Sweet Mint. You guys know this is my holy grail lip balm. The consistency is not too thin or too thick. I really love the scent. I have a couple backups, and of course I will continue to repurchase that. And my last lip balm is from doTERRA, which is a company that mostly makes essential oils, but they have a lot of other essential oil based products. And this is their lip balm with peppermint and wild orange. I did not like this. This is a really thick consistency, and I could feel all the little bits inside of it, and it just felt heavy on my lips. Reminded me a bit of Burt's Bees, except I prefer Burt's Bees over this. So even though I know this is better for you, I didn't like the way it felt to my lips, so I would not repurchase that. So guys, that was my makeup use up update number 3. I would love to know if you guys are doing a yearly project pan, and I would love to know your thoughts on any of the products that I mentioned here today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.